Hello everyone. I hope my audio is working better than the last video. I mean, basically anything is better than the last video because you could barely hear me. But anyways, just downloaded this. Let's play Ace Attorney. Alright. First turnabout. Let's do it. So, first steps. Oh, they're very, very dead. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Oh. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Me? Yes? Hello? Oh. Hi, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on murder trial right off the bat like this. This is a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! What? My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death to Sparrow! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. No, Larry, you shouldn't say that. That's not a good thing to say in the courthouse. Give me the death sentence, I'm afraid. No, Larry, you can't say that. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her, I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. I mean, my name is Phoenix Wright. I'll say it later. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Oh. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Oh, nice. Our school has a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's what I'm gonna do. So, August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Just for a little bit of background, I have not played this game before. I have seen this game being played before, and I really liked it, so I decided to download it. I downloaded it just today, actually, and I just started recording, because I guess that's what you do when you download a new game, I guess. Oh. I also do have a little bit of background to all the characters, so I'm gonna know their names before you do if this is your very first experience with Ace Attorney. Court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. I also like to give them voices that fit their character. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of your defendant in this case. Defendant, Larry, is it not? Defendant, well, that's Larry, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what was the victim's name? Oh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover so many times. It's, wait, no way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You didn't even know the victim's name? Oh, victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. This is me all the time. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Press tab to check it at any time. I've at least seen Ace Attorney. Oh, there's my badge. Cindy. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, what is the victim's name? Cinderblock. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Oh. By the way, can you see the, I don't know if you can see the Steam alerts on the game, because I, just noticed that all of the scrap.tf bots just got on. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was... Let's see. Time of death, 7:31, 4 p.m. Or, not 7. I don't know the month. 7:31, so that's the last day of the month. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt force trauma. Hit with a blunt object. He was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to court record. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. I remember. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry's getting excited. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. What's up, Larry? Why do you have eyes on your jacket? Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were like Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She was just taking my phone calls, or seeing me. She wasn't taking my phone calls, or seeing me, ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what do you describe as generally what you mean with being dumped? In fact, she had completely abandoned you, and was seeing another man. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day she died. Until before the day she died, rather. Passport, added to the court record. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, one day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Now, this is a choice that I think it would be much funnier to see what he says. So I'm gonna do it. It sounded like I was gonna stop him, but I'm not. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, no way. That's cheat. That's cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. You went. Hold on a sec. There we go. Maybe turned it up a little too loud, sorry. But there we go. I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit too. Anyways. What do I do? Hold on. What did he say before? I feel like it's better to have him answer honestly. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah. I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is the witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing from the scene of the crime. Ever since I started watching Ace Attorney, I've always loved Larry's faces. Order, order. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawat to the stand. Oh, I remember him now. That was the guy in the opening cutscene. Mr. Sawat. His name is Mr. Sawat. Like Mr. Saw It. I do that with a lot of characters. Anyways. Mr. Sawat, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh, yes. Yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawat, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. The witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. That's some pretty damning evidence right there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone Mr. Sawat used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal, I suppose. Blackout record added to the court record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. at the day of the crime. No, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, Mr. Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies of the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in the testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It is the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be contradictions in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab. Yeah, I know. Anyways. Cross-examination. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing from the apartment. Thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. No, not there. Let's see. Statue of the Thinker. Wait a second. That doesn't line up with the time of death. If you found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure? Yes, it was at 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death was at 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Salt, why were you so certain that the body was found at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a real good question. Good job, right? Way to put him at the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always... I don't know how to pronounce that. See through one, and you'll find and their whole story falls apart. Sorry if I stutter, by the way. I'm a little, Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give the testimony again? Witness testimony. The time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. I already have the evidence that I need to contradict that statement. But let's just keep going. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Cross-examination. I already know what the problem was. There was a blackout in the building. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You could have heard a television. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony. One more, please. Witness testimony, hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. Just like my last name. There was a table clock on the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Alright, let's see. table clock in the apartment. Ah. I'm looking around. 6 p.m. Statue in the shape of thinker. We already know from the opening cutscene that this was the murder weapon, but we can't present it yet. Maybe? Hold on. Let me save it real quick. If this doesn't work, we can go back and try again. Oh, there we go. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sod. Yeah, I saw it right there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony? No, I think I'm good. I guess not. There was a clock on the scene, so no problem. What? I have a new item. Hold on a sec. What is this? Oh, that's a little bit of a spoiler. I got a Pearl trading card. Nice. We don't know them yet. They're far, far into the future. The table clock doesn't look like a clock at all. The witness couldn't have possibly known it was a clock just by seeing it. He said himself he never entered the apartment. It was in his testimony. Hey, you're right. Is something the matter? Does the defense have anything to add? Yes, I do. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet, the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Yes, indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with a clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw it. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandably, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burnt into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Ugh. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock. I heard. Oh, he just kind of pulled off his hair. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Give him the death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claim. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. You claim the sound of the witness heard... excuse me. Yeah. You claim the sound that the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The cold case is writing on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sod heard was definitely the clock. In fact, a fact which is clear if you simply... try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now. Here, in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sod heard after the time of death. And the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sod, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. What's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack your critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This seems I cannot let you indict the victim, unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sod. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I could do about it. Unless... Not so fast, Mr. Sod. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow that day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere you could prove it, right? Find it, and let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support the claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove this claim without a doubt. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see for the evidence that proves the clock was running slow. They just arrived back from a different time zone. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it was 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset the clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for that, Mr. Saw It. Or should I say, Mr. Did It! Oh, he's dead. Mr. Saw It, what happened? Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and he was taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is the only formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. We saved Larry. I'm so happy. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sahwit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sahwit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sahwit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m., District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battle in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean bad. Bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... no, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines right now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Hold on a sec. Someone wants to watch my broadcast. I'll let him. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Squeeze me? I think she thought quite a lot of you. In her own way. Nah. You don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Is it just the statue? Check this out, Larry. proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we could do is believe in them. Is water wet? No. Water makes things wet. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." Well, and they messaged me again. Since it causes things to be wet, it means it is also wet. Things aren't on fire. Fire is on things. Same story. Anyways. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Is it the end, question mark? No, it's just the end. A brand new episode has been added. First turnabout. What do the Ace Attorney characters do when they fail or die? Die. They die. Someone died in this, too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna be recording the next episode right after this one. So stay tuned. Might stream it, too. Anyways, see you guys later. Might upload this.